was missing, but I wasn't aware that I'd identified that until years later. So, you know, one of my recommendations is to be aware and be in the moment and be looking at what's missing, because only by seeing what's missing can you think, well, what can I create? Do you get what I mean? So if something is missing, that's when the creativity starts.
I've never met any black author. What was the process like in becoming an author?
It took me 8 years from the time I asked myself the question, why don't any of the characters look like my daughter, to actually having the book published. It took me 8 years because there was lots of resistance in between that period. I talked about, you know, not seeing myself as an author. That was in itself an obstacle. And so it wasn't until I actually took ownership of that idea and said, right, this is something I'm going to move forward and I'm going to make it happen. It wasn't until 2016 that I started the process of writing the book, and I had the support of my husband. I started doing some Google searches on literally how do you write a book, because I've not written one before. I started researching it. I had an idea about the plot, my characters, where I'm going to set it, and then I thought, well, how do I get in contact with other people that have written books? So I found my local writers circle, and I decided to go along to that and see what that was about. And when I went to that session, because they meet up every month, I got to meet people that have had articles in magazines published, but also books published as well. So then I got talking to them and got an understanding of how certain things work. And then I met someone that had had a book published, and she introduced me to a publisher. And so that's how it all happened.
For someone that wants to write a book, where should they start from?
I would say start with what you have. Start with your experiences and just reflect on things that have happened in your life that have had an impact. And like I said earlier, looking at what's missing for you, and can you use your experiences to create something which will fit into that piece that's missing. I'd also recommend people check out Book Brilliance Publishing. I'm also a diversity and inclusion ambassador at Book Brilliance Publishing, and we have monthly events called Awaken Your Voice. You might be interested in writing a book, but you don't know where to start. So come along to that, get some ideas, have a conversation with the managing director there, Brenda Dempsey, and you know, we can take it from there.
A lot of people of our colour or of the same ethnicity or background, they might think, oh, we will never have the opportunity to write that book or write a book. What could we start doing to start changing their mindset about, or their attitude towards writing a book, so that their creativity and their ideas and won't just die in their minds and in their head, but can